Did you know? The eraser used to be made of bread in the past. Bread was surprisingly good at lifting graphite thanks to its soft, spongy texture. For centuries, writers and artists depended on it along with random things like wax or even stones to clean up their work. Then, in 1770, English chemist Joseph Priestley discovered that natural rubber, a vegetable gum, erased pencil even better. Around the same time, Edward Nairn accidentally grabbed rubber instead of breadcrumbs and boom! The first rubber eraser was born. But early rubber was moody, too hot and it melted, too cold and it crumbled. The real breakthrough came in 1839 when Charles Goodyear invented vulcanization, making erasers tough and reliable. So, next time you erase, thank a loaf of bread and a few genius inventors. Did you know? Bubble wrap was originally intended to be wallpaper. Back in 1957, two engineers, Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavan, were tinkering in a New Jersey garage. Their big idea? Textured, modern wallpaper, made by sealing two shower curtains together and trapping air in between. The result? Walls covered in little plastic bubbles. Problem was, nobody wanted a living room that looked like a giant bubble bath. So they pivoted to using it as greenhouse insulation. That flopped too. Turns out plants aren't big on interior design. But then, light bulb moment. In 1960, a clever marketer realized those air pockets were perfect for protecting fragile stuff during shipping. IBM needed a way to ship their new computers, and bubble wrap was the answer. So next time you pop a bubble, remember, you're enjoying the world's most satisfying decorating disaster turned packing hero. Did you know? Candy corn was originally called chicken feed. Yup, candy corn wasn't always the Halloween staple we know today. Back in the 1880s, a Philly candy maker named George Renninger invented these colorful bites and called them chicken feed. Why? Because most Americans were farmers and corn was mainly for chickens and pigs. Early packaging even showed a proud rooster with the slogan, "Something worth crowing for." But as cities grew and folks moved off the farm, the name chicken feed lost its charm. By the 1950s, that little triangle got a sweeter rebrand candy corn. Its yellow, orange, and white layers made it perfect for fall, and soon, it took over Halloween. So next time you grab a handful, just remember, you're snacking on a treat that's been fooling taste buds since the 19th century. Did you know? Dentistry is one of the oldest medical professions. The oldest evidence of dentistry? It comes from the Indus Valley. Around 7000 BC, archaeologists found molars drilled with stone tools. By 5000 BC, Sumerians thought toothworms caused decay. Slightly off, but creative. Jump to ancient Egypt. Hizi-Ray was the very first chief of dentists and physicians in 2600 BC, fixing teeth with gold wire and draining jaw abscesses. The Etruscans in Italy? They were making gold dental bridges in 700 BC. Greeks like Hippocrates wrote about fillings and braces. Meanwhile, ancient Chinese were using silver paste for fillings and even invented the toothbrush. In medieval Europe, your barber would cut your hair and pull your teeth. Talk about multitasking. Did you know? Diamonds are incredibly rare is largely a misconception. Back in the early 1900s, De Beers, the diamond giant, snagged control of South Africa's diamond mines and worried about flooding the market. Their move? A genius marketing campaign. They hired an ad agency, invented the tradition of diamond engagement rings, and dropped the iconic slogan, "A diamond is forever." Suddenly, everyone needed a diamond to prove their love. That 2-month salary rule? Totally made up. Meanwhile, De Beers held on to diamonds in warehouses, only releasing enough to make them seem scarce. But here's the kicker, diamonds are actually more common than rubies, emeralds, or sapphires, and with lab-grown diamonds, there's even less reason to believe the hype. So next time you see a sparkling diamond, just remember, it's real rarity, mostly marketing magic. Did you know? Monkeys shouldn't eat bananas. Most monkeys in the wild rarely eat the sweet bananas we find at the grocery store. Those bananas are cultivated for humans packed with sugar and way too sweet for our furry friends. In fact, too many supermarket bananas can actually harm monkeys. We're talking tooth decay, weight gain, even diabetes. Yikes. Wild monkeys eat a super diverse diet. Leaves, flowers, bugs, seeds, and wild fruits that are way less sugary and much more fibrous. That's what their bodies are built for. Modern zoos have caught on, cutting back on bananas and giving monkeys healthier, more natural foods. So next time you picture a monkey and a banana, just remember, it's mostly a myth. Did you know? The term pipe dream is a reference to the insane dreams people have when smoking opium. Back in the 1870s, opium smoking was all the rage in certain American cities. Picture smoky rooms, wild hallucinations, and people seeing things that definitely weren't there. The vivid, impossible fantasies from those opium-fueled sessions were called pipe dreams, literally dreams from an opium pipe. But the phrase didn't stay in the haze for long. Pretty soon, pipe dream became shorthand for any idea that's, well, probably not gonna happen. From inventing teleportation to finally getting your cat to do your taxes, if it sounds awesome but super unrealistic, it's a classic pipe dream. So next time someone calls your plan a pipe dream, just remember, at least you're dreaming big. Did you know? The advice to wait an hour before bathing if you've eaten is largely a myth. The idea that you must wait an hour after eating before taking a bath or swimming? It's based on the theory that your body can't handle digestion and movement at the same time. But guess what? Your body is way more efficient than that. There's zero solid scientific evidence that swimming or bathing after a meal causes serious cramps or danger. The worst you'll likely feel is a bit sluggish or bloated, just like if you jogged after Thanksgiving dinner. So, unless you've eaten a feast fit for a king, you can enjoy the water worry-free. Listen to your body, stay hydrated, and dive in. Did you know? There is a sport which involves surfing on active volcanoes. Volcano boarding is as wild as it sounds. Picture hiking up a smoking mountain strapped into a jumpsuit and goggles, carrying a special board, just so you can hurtle down the ashy slope at speeds over 50 miles per hour. The most famous spot? Cerro Negro in Nicaragua. A perfectly active volcano where thrill-seekers from around the world gather for this heart-racing ride. But it's not just there. You'll find people volcano boarding in Guatemala, Vanuatu, where it's way riskier. And even on Mount Etna in Italy. The sport is part sledding, part snowboarding, and all adrenaline. Protective gear is a must. One wrong tumble and you're picking volcanic gravel out of your elbows. Volcano boarding was made famous in the early 2000s, but Hawaiians actually slid down lava flows centuries ago. So, would you dare to try it? Did you know? Africa and Asia are home to nearly 90% of the world's rural population. Asia and Africa together are home to almost 9 out of every 10 people living in rural areas today. Think about it. India alone has more people in its villages than most countries have in total. China, despite its rapid growth of megacities, still has a countryside teeming with millions. Travel south and you'll find rural communities thriving across Nigeria, Ethiopia, and the Congo, places where traditional ways of life and agriculture are part of daily rhythm. Why so many rural folks? Well, farming's huge, cities are still growing, and for many the connection to land and culture is powerful. And here's a twist. While the world is urbanizing fast, Africa's rural population is still rising thanks to high birth rates. So next time you picture the world's countryside, remember, most rural lives are unfolding across Asia and Africa. Did you know? Adding salt to pineapple makes it taste sweeter. Pineapple packs a bit of bitterness thanks to an enzyme called bromelain. But salt is a bitterness buster. Even a tiny sprinkle can dial down those bitter notes and let the natural sweetness shine through. But wait, there's more. Salt does a magic trick with your taste buds. It wakes up sweet receptors and even helps special proteins like SGLT1 make sugar taste sweeter. That's why foods like salted caramel are so addictive. And bonus salt can mellow out that weird tingling or burning pineapple sometimes gives you. Did you know? Trees in some tropical forests exhibit a phenomenon referred to as social distancing. Crown shyness is when the tops of trees, especially in tropical forests, don't touch. But why do trees do this? Well, scientists think it's for survival. The leading theory is called the Jansen-Connell hypothesis. Basically, if a tree's kids grow too close, they're more likely to get whacked by species-specific pests and diseases. By keeping their distance, trees dodge disaster and make room for other species, which helps tropical forests stay super diverse. Some reckon it's also about maximizing sunlight, or even avoiding the awkward branch bump in the wind. But mostly, it's about staying healthy and keeping the peace. So next time you walk through a forest, remember, trees have mastered the art of boundaries. Did you know? Some lipsticks and other cosmetic products contain fish scales. That dazzling shine in some lipsticks, eyeshadows, or nail polishes? It's often thanks to an ingredient called guanine, also known as pearl essence. It's a shiny substance extracted from the scales of fish like herring or salmon. When added to cosmetics, guanine gives them that gorgeous pearly shimmer we all love. Now, before you panic, don't worry. Guanine is considered safe by both US and EU regulators, even for use around the eyes. But here's the catch. Since it's animal-derived, it's not vegan or cruelty-free. If you prefer your beauty routine to be fish-free, look out for products with mica or synthetic pearl pigments instead. So, next time you swipe on that iridescent lipstick, remember, a bit of sea sparkle might be behind your glow. Did you know? Your skin renews itself about every 28 days. Let's dive into the wild world of skin renewal. Your skin's not just a pretty face, it's a hard worker. Every minute, you shed tens of thousands of dead skin cells. The magic happens in your epidermis. Deep down, new cells are born, then march upwards, maturing and toughening up as they go. By the time they reach the surface, they're flat, dead, and stacked together like bricks, forming your protective barrier. Then poof, they flake away almost invisibly. But here's the twist. Your 28-day cycle is just an average. Babies blitz through it in just 2 weeks, while older adults might take up to 3 months. Sun, stress genetics, diet, and even your skincare routine can all speed things up, or slow them way down. Like and subscribe for more fun facts.